service today along with Gregg Brownell. Lisa Merrill Price and Steve Israel are providing technical assistance, and thank you to our greeter Don Latta and our music assistant Sophia Singleton. Please be aware we are recording this service and it will be posted on our YouTube page, and for privacy we do not record or post joys and concerns. We joined together this morning to seek justice, equality, and fairness in the world. Our hearts are touched by the human need we feel around us, whether far away or within reach of our hands. We come here to be together because this is how we believe our lives are best lived: in questioning and in conversation, in compassion and in service, in gratitude and in joy, in companionship and in love. It is good to be together with you this morning. For further news, please remember to read our weekly email, which provides comprehensive information about everything going on at MVUUC. Visitors, if you'd like to start receiving our weekly email newsletter, please make sure to fill out one of the blue cards found in the seat back pockets and put that card in the box on the greeters table. Let's take a minute to greet our neighbors. So the chalice will be lit today by Carla Brundrett. Thank you, Carla. She asked that I be sure I pronounced Carla with a C correctly. So please join me in reading the words provided for you as we light the chalice. The chalice is a symbol of our faith. Like our faith, it is not magic, nor is it mysterious. We light it as a reminder of what we share as a community and of who each of us is called to be. Thanks, Carla. Now is the time for the sharing of joys and concerns. Lisa, if you could please pause recording the service at this time. Thank you. And now we'll turn to Sophia for our first song.
So our first musical selection for the day is This Land Is Your Land. This video has the lyrics that play over beautiful nature scenes, so follow along. I think you all know this one. And you may stand or sit as spirit moves you to do so.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me a voice was sounding, This land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling, and the fog was lifting, a voice was chanting, this land was made for you and me. As I went walking, I saw a sign there, and on the sign it said no trespassing, but on the other side it didn't say nothing. That side was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. In the shadow of the steeple, I saw my people. By the relief office, I've seen my people. As they stood there hungry, I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
Thanks, everyone. I'm really glad that they included that last verse, which is often left out, but is, people forget that that's actually a protest song. So here's Gregg.
Opening words, a poem by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
Here's Gregg again.
I thought it said there was a song. Oh, got it. Okay. I'm back. Okay. Have we got the slideshow? Ah, it's coming. Okay. Okay. Okay, great. This reflection is about a few things that give me hope in this trying time. a time when our liberty is at stake, a time of homicidal government violence, an important time to find hope. Each of the following 3 areas relate to UU values. The first presents some seminal research done by Erica Chenoweth at Harvard regarding nonviolent protest. The second involves 2 brief stories from the 60s, and the third is a song by folk singer and activist Utah Phillips. First, nonviolent protest. Erica Chenoweth studied 323 major campaigns that took place from 1900 to 2006, campaigns that were aimed at regime change, independence, or anti-occupation goals. In 2011, she published this book presenting her findings. The results showed a reliable, statistically significant finding that nonviolent movements were roughly twice as likely to succeed as those that were violent. Additionally, she found that every nonviolent campaign which achieved a participation rate of 3.5% of the population was successful. In the US, 3.5% translates to about 12 million people. Estimates are that currently, between 2 to 3% of Americans are active in protesting the current regime. Violent movements usually involve a small fraction of the population, less than 1%. This is important because sustained high participation is crucial for success, and nonviolent campaigns do that. Also, she found when a movement was successful, if it was nonviolent, it tended to produce more democratic, stable outcomes. Violent campaigns, however, when successful, were more likely to yield authoritarian or unreliable states. Lastly, she notes nonviolent campaigns adapt better to repression. So, activism, nonviolent activism, from small acts of speaking out to attending demonstrations, to giving money, to getting people to vote, have worked and can continue to work. Hope. Here are 2 stories that in different ways give me hope. In the first, hope in where support for democracy and nonviolent protest can come from. And in the second, a reminder that we need to hold on to our humanity. Nonviolent protest can take many forms. It can come from surprising places, sometimes from large institutions that may not overall align with our beliefs, but do offer support when an area of their beliefs intersects with something we cherish, like self-determination, national sovereignty, and democracy. It's 1968, and I'm at Villanova, where I have some terrible teachers and a few excellent teachers. The best is Father Papin. I know him as an academic high point of my sophomore year. He's bald, built for wrestling or working on the docks, and speaks with a Polish accent. I have him for a theology course, Christian Moral Principles and Problems. He's brilliant, engaging, and knows how to teach. I've taken to wearing cowboy boots, and he calls me Boots. He's demanding. His course is challenging, and it's impossible not to love it. He wears a black suit and a clerical collar, typical clerical attire. Yet he lives off campus, alone, in a high-rise on Lancaster Avenue, in the penthouse. He's also been known to occasionally disappear from campus for anywhere from a few days to a few weeks. The rumor is that he knows the Pope and is sometimes called away on assignment for his friend in the Vatican. I get an A in his class. It's a hands-on lesson in what good teaching can do when teamed with a talented professor's high standards and in-depth understanding of content. It even works with me, who's in the middle of what is fast becoming an academic tailspin. When the semester ends, I think of him occasionally and wish there was another class of his I could take. Approaching my third year at Villanova, I'm drifting more and more to a world outside the curriculum of college. There's a life curriculum that's capturing me. The way the two interact isn't something I've thought about much, but I've noticed it. Then in August, I'm offered a clear lesson. Father Papin had provided me with the best experience I'd had of what college could do to help me become a successful student, to really learn. I appreciate him, find him intriguing, although I never really believe he's a friend of the Pope. He's a great teacher, funny, smart, accomplished in academics, yes, but still an academic. As life outside of school grabs hold of me, I often think, what could an academic have to do with the real world? Then, several days after August 20th, I get an early clue that academics in life are not necessarily mutually exclusive. An academic really can affect life outside the academy and bring action, meaningful, powerful action, into the world. A lesson I don't fully appreciate until much later. We're still living in the middle of the Cold War. We still look over our collective shoulder to check that the missiles are not flying. There's tension. There's the possibility cold could turn hot. Events which might trigger that capture one's attention. In the late evening, August 20th, 1968, the Soviet Union invades Czechoslovakia. Tanks roll through the streets of Prague. I followed developments on the 3 TV networks that serve as the state-of-the-art media landscape of the time. One night, several days after the invasion, I'm watching the news on a major network. They cut to film recently flown in from Prague. It's an interview. The subject and the interviewer are on a park bench in downtown Prague, and the cameraman has framed a long shot. Tanks are driving by on the roadway directly behind the pair on the bench. The lead-in teases, we'll get another view now on what's happening. As the interview starts, there's a close-up of the 2 people on the bench. One is a priest. It's Father Papin. I listen in shock as he clearly presents the Vatican's position. Later, other friends confirm they saw the same interview. How did these 2 worlds collide? The cozy world of my Christian moral principles and problems class, complete with beloved professor, and the world of tanks waiting to blow him apart as he calmly explains why the Vatican thinks invasion is not a good idea. They came together because here was someone putting into practice what he taught us, what he believes. Life, it seems, has some surprises waiting for me. This next story introduces a friend The second story is a bit different. It's a brief story of the 60s and a time when a visit from the FBI to members of the counterculture could be problematic, threatening. This is J. Edgar Hoover's FBI, the man who terrified presidents with his power. In 1969, something as simple as cannabis possession could mean arrest and years in prison. Yet, it's a story about humor. In the times we're living through, amid murder by masked government thugs, the assault on civil liberties, the arrest of journalists, and the constant varied attacks on our democracy, it may seem strange to talk about humor. I'm not talking about humor per se, not the polished humor of a professional. I'm talking more about humor as attitude, an attitude possible in ordinary people who can use that attitude to both hold on to their humanity and also try to bring out the humanity in others. This story introduces a friend, fortunate to have an instinctive attitude that could, potentially, help with visits from the authorities. It's about these two characters. Larry and I share an apartment paid for by the club where we work and where we put up opening acts trying to save money as they tour. The flat is a decent place to live, except for the fact that our landlord is not fond of making repairs. A response to a problem takes some time. Currently, the shower in our apartment doesn't work. Thankfully, the shower one floor below in Betsy's apartment does. Larry and I both use it. One Tuesday morning in late summer, the doorbell rings. I go down to the locked door on street level to see who's there. I'm in tie-dye and jeans with hair down to my shoulders. At the door are two white shirts with black ties and black suits. They're both sporting sunglasses over pink epidermis. It's got to be the feds. They speak. We're from the FBI. We're looking for Larry Ahern. We head upstairs. I'm nervous. Just as the agents and I get to the second floor landing, Larry comes out of the door to Betsy's apartment with nothing on but a towel wrapped around his waist. I say, Larry, these guys are feds. Right here it says, drop the remote. I say, Larry, these guys are feds. They want to talk to you. Without missing a beat, he tosses the towel on the floor, throws up his hands and says, "You got me!" He stands there, wearing a well-placed smile and nothing else. I crack up so hard, I fall into the wall, gasping for breath. When I look up again, the agents haven't moved. Faces like granite. I'm back to nervous. Larry's smiling and scratching his backside. My backside, however, is about to make an unscheduled contribution to the available fertilizer on the planet. Undeterred, the agents interview buck-naked Larry right there on the landing for 10 minutes. Turns out they were checking into a friend of Larry's who'd gone missing. They leave. Larry retowels and goes up to our apartment. Me, I go into Betsy's and contemplate the mysteries of the universe.
Gregg, was that you on the right in that picture?
Yep, that was a version of me, yes. Last is a song, a spoken word piece by Utah Phillips, an American folk singer and activist. He served in Korea during the Korean War, and what he saw there changed him forever. He came back, drank continually, and rode the freights for 2 years, making up songs, living in the hobo camps, and constantly brawling, getting into fights. Eventually, he ended up in Salt Lake City, which is where this song takes place. In this cut, he tells the story of how he became nonviolent, a pacifist, and eventually a nonviolent activist. He also mentions anarchy, and the definition of an anarchist he offers is interesting. An anarchist is anybody who doesn't need a cop to tell him what to do. The song is from the 1996 album by him and Annie DeFranco called "The Past Didn't Go Anywhere." It's a remarkable work, all spoken word with instrumentation arranged by DeFranco. They're each from very different branches of the folk tradition. Utah Phillips is rooted in folk ballads, work songs, labor songs, Appalachian and Union traditions. Annie DeFranco is folk, plus punk and rock and some jazz, funk, and rap. She's genre bending. Yet somehow they came together to produce a masterful album. Here's the song. If you click on the speaker, it should work from there.
I learned in Korea that I would never again, in my life, abdicate to somebody else my right and my ability to decide who the enemy is.
please forgive me. Please, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me.
Got back from Korea. I was so mad at what I'd seen and done, I wasn't sure I could ever live in the country again. I got on the freight trains up in Everett, north of Seattle, and kind of cruised the country for 2 years, making up songs, but I was drunk most of the time and forgot most of those. I'd heard that there was a house in Salt Lake City by the Roper Yards of the Denver, Rio Grande, and Western where there was a clothing barrel and free food. So I got off the train there. I was headed for Salt Lake anyway. I found that house, but right what they said it was. But most of all, I found this wiry old man, 69 years old, tougher than nails, heart of gold, fellow by the name of Ammon Hennessy. Anybody know that name, Ammon Hennessy? One of Dorothy Day's people, the Catholic workers, during the 30s, they started houses of hospitality all over the country. There are about 80 of them now. Ammon Hennessy was one of those. He'd come west to start this house I'd found called the Joe Hill House of Hospitality. Ammon Hennessy was a Catholic, anarchist, pacifist, draft dodger in 2 world wars, tax refuser, vegetarian, one-man revolution in America. I think that about covers it. It was pure hell. First thing he did was he said, after he got to know me, he said, you know you love the country. That you love it. You come in and out of town on these trains singing songs about different places and beautiful people. You know you love the country. You just can't stand the government. Get it straight. He quoted Mark Twain to me. Loyalty to the country always. Loyalty to the government when it deserves it. Get it straight. Get it straight. It was an essential distinction I had been neglecting. And then he had to reach out and grapple with the violence. But he did that with all the people around him. His Second World War vets, you know, on medical disabilities and all drunked up. The house was filled with violence, which Ammon, as a pacifist, dealt with every moment, every day of his life. He said, you've got to be a pacifist. I said, why? He said, it'll save your life. And my behavior was very violent then. I said, what is it? He said, well, I can't give you a book by Gandhi. You wouldn't understand it. I can't give you a list of rules that if you sign it, you're a pacifist. He said, you look at it like booze. You know, alcoholism will kill somebody. Until they finally get the courage to sit in a circle of people like that and put their hand up in the air and say, hi, my name's Utah, I'm an alcoholic. And then you can begin to deal with the behavior, see? You can, and have the people define it for you whose lives you've destroyed. He said it's the same with violence, you know. An alcoholic, they could be dry for 20 years. They're never going to sit in that circle and put their hand up and say, well, I'm not alcoholic anymore. No, they're still going to put their hand up and say, hi, my name's Utah, I'm an alcoholic. So it's the same with violence. You got to be able to put your hand in the air and acknowledge your capacity for violence and then deal with the behavior and have the people whose lives you're best with define that behavior for you, you see. And it's not going to go away. You're going to be dealing with it every moment in every situation for the rest of your life. Well, I said, okay, I'll try that. And Ammon said, it's not enough. I said, oh. I said, oh. He said, you were born a white man in mid-20th century industrial America. You came into the world armed to the teeth with an arsenal of weapons. The weapons of privilege, racial privilege, sexual privilege, economic privilege. You want to be a pacifist, it's not just giving up guns and knives and clubs and fists and angry words, but giving up the weapons of privilege and going into the world completely disarmed. Try that. That old man has been gone now 20 years and I'm still at it. But I figure if there's a worthwhile struggle in my own life, that's probably the one. Think about it. I'd always wanted to write a song for that old man. He never wanted one about him that way, but something mulched up out of his thought, his anarchist thought. Anarchist in the best sense of the word. Oh, so many times he stood up in front of Federal District Judge Ritter, that old fart, and he'd be picked up for picketing illegally, and he never pled innocent or guilty. He pled anarchy. And Ritter'd say, What's an anarchist, Hennessy? And Ammon would say, why, an anarchist is anybody who doesn't need a cop to tell him what to do. Kind of a fundamentalist anarchist, huh? And Ritterd say, but Ammon, you broke the law, what about that? And Ammon say, oh, Judge, your damn laws, the good people don't need them and the bad people don't obey them, so what use are they? Anarchy. Anarchy. Well, I lived there for 8 years and I watched him, mainly watched him, and I discovered watching him that anarchy is not a noun but an adjective. It describes the tension between moral autonomy and political authority, especially in the area of combinations, whether they're going to be voluntary or coercive. The most destructive, coercive combinations are arrived at through force. Like Ammon said, force is the weapon of the weak. Strong enough. Anarchy. Think about it, anarchy. Strong enough. Think about it. Tender enough to cry. Strong enough. Tender enough to cry. Anybody know that name? Ammon Hennessy?
Can you advance to the next slide? Thanks. Utah Phillips' story is an example of transformation, of becoming a pacifist and later a nonviolent activist. When I consider UU activism, I think of it as rooted in a combination of the values we see here. To me, these values are like the pieces of a puzzle coming together to form a person and to spur action. I find hope in the four things that we looked at. Erica Chenoweth's research, Father Pappen calmly sitting in the middle of an armed invasion and saying no. Larry reaching for his humanity in the face of government agents and trying to reach their humanity. And I see hope in Utah Phillips' transformation. I also find hope in these UU values, and more so, I find hope in seeing people try to live them.
Thank you, Gregg. I'm going to pause for a moment while we switch displays. Lisa's doing a very intricate and difficult dance back there, metaphorically speaking. Oh yeah, it's actually, yeah, it's music time. Sorry, I was on the wrong page. So yeah, Sophia.
My mic's off. Luckily, I'm loud. Our next hymn, never mind, the voice of God came back. We're in the teal hymnal for this next one, hymn 1064, Blue Boat Home, and again, you may sit or stand as Spirit moves you to do so.
Standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Blue boat
That was beautiful. That's such a good song. A little poetic license is totally acceptable. Now let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this church, which is so important to so many of us. We gratefully dedicate this offering to the good of the church and the communities it supports. If you make automatic pledge payments, please place one of the yellow or orange cards indicating this support in the basket. And if you want today's contribution to count toward your annual pledge, please put it in an envelope with your name on the front so we know who to credit it to. Thank you.
from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker's State of the State speech, February 18th, 2026. I've been thinking a lot lately about love, about loving people and loving your country and the power involved in both. Love is not speaking in anthems or flags or ostentatious displays of patriotism. Love is found in every act of courage, large and small, taken to preserve the country we once knew. You will find it in homes and schools and churches and art. It is there. It has not been squashed. It's the bicyclers who showed up in Little Village every day during Operation Midway Blitz to buy out tamale carts so the vendors could return to the safety of their homes. The parishioners who formed human chains around churches so the immigrants could worship. The moms in the school pickup line who whipped out their cameras and their whistles. And it is in the face of every Midwesterner who put on their heaviest coat and protested outside on the coldest day. I love my country. I refuse to stop. The hope I have found in a very difficult year is that love is the light that gets you through a long night.
And now we will extinguish our chalice. Please read the words provided along with me. Our faith, like a light, illuminates the path before us,
so that we can face what hurt with love, cultivate compassion, live humbly in community, and confront despair with the awe of life.
Though our flame is extinguished, our faith shines bright before us. Thanks, Carla. Before our closing song, we have time for a few brief announcements. Please come up to the podium if you have one to make. All right, the line is forming. Yeah. I'll do mine later.
I have a clipboard with me today. I'm Lynn Israel. I'm the chair of the membership committee. The clipboard has our current directory of friends and members of this church, and it's something that we want to make available on our website, in the member site, and also anyone who requests a printed copy should be able to get one here from me at church. So what I want is I'm going to tackle everybody today and make sure the information I have is correct, and also make sure it's okay to publish and make this information available to everyone else in the church. So. Right, no, you have to be a member of the church and go into the member section of the website to have access to our directory. So, yeah, we don't distribute it out in the world.
Hello. So this is Closet Sunday. I know. We've been talking for a while with Bob and Rich about how the closets are organized, and they have a lot of building and maintenance stuff that's a little in this closet and a little in this closet. And then we also talked about the closet in the back office. So a group of us talked about doing a Closet Sunday where everybody goes into a closet and grabs stuff and brings it out and puts it on the table, at which point we will make a determination of, keep it, donate it, recycle it, give it away, give it a new home kind of thing. So if you have a few moments, towards the end of the coffee hour, if you would go into, I don't think it includes this closet. I think it's more the closet in the hallway and the closet in the back of the social hall and the closet in the office or in that back room. And we're just bringing everything out and putting it on the tables, and then that's all you have to do. What? Yeah.
I did bring
Very good, thank you. Right, right. So Linda said that she brought sandwich fixings for those who want to stay and work on the closets, and everybody else can just go home. So I thank you for any help that you can give us, at least getting the stuff out. We may even have time to do the attic. We're going to be changing the summer camp this year, moving away from the Hogwarts theme, so we're going to take everything out. If it's kind of can be reused, we'll reuse it for the summer camp, but if it's too Hogwarty, then we're going to try to find a new home for it. So thank you very much in advance, and enjoy those sandwiches.
Hi, my name's Winnie Rex. I just want to remind people once again that there is a Survivors of Suicide Loss program, which is starting this afternoon, 4 o'clock to 5:30. It is a support group for people who have lost someone to suicide. If you've lost a child, a parent, a friend, a neighbor, whatever it might be, to provide support for that. There's a flyer which has information about it and where it's at. I'll post it back out there. We are using 2 books, a book, Understanding Your Suicide Grief, as well as a journal. If you're interested in looking at either of those, you're welcome to see those. Just see me after the service. Thank you.
For the purposes of this announcement, my name is Colleen. She wanted us to announce that this Tuesday, March 17th at 10 a.m., we are meeting for a St. Patrick's Day coffee hour at the Flying Joe in Levis Commons.
What time? 10 o'clock. 10 a.m.
So related to Hogwarts, Noelle did not empower me to make this announcement, but we have been married 21 years, so hopefully I won't get into much trouble. But about Hogwarts, we are rebranding. The current plan is to make it more like elven nature magic themed, and we're coming up with new names, and we would love your help for ideas. The current 2 front runners are Emberwood Academy and Silver Oak Academy, so along those lines. So if you have any other ideas, please share them.
For the purposes of this announcement, I'm Steve Israel. So today is Magic Day, Magic Day, Magic Day. And we're beginning to explore specifically trick decks called gaffed decks, decks of cards that are designed to help you do magic tricks. And this good-looking gentleman is, who is this? Oh yeah, this is Svengali. And we're going to, for our first deep dive into magic decks, we're going to look at the Svengali deck. 1 o'clock, not in the social hall because it'll be full of junk, but I think we're going to meet back in the adult discussion room at 1 o'clock. Hope you can join us. Thanks.
Very, very appropriate, I think, for this group that we have more announcements than we have joys and concerns. Very busy congregation. So one more announcement. Kelsey has been talking about this for the past few weeks, and so for the purposes of today's announcement, I'll be myself. So Kelsey made these beautiful flyers for the Building Beloved Community Beyond the Binary Conference, which we will be a satellite location for. This is Saturday, April 18th, so it's about a month away. You'll see a couple of flyers around the social hall about this if you want to see some more information. But what we really, really need right now, since we're in the last month of planning, is volunteers. And so I have a volunteer sign-up sheet here, and I'm just going to go ahead and pass it around right now. This does not obligate you to sign up, but if you are interested and you're available to provide anything that is on this list, we would be eternally grateful. We need folks to actually be here for certain things, like running the Zoom for the virtual workshop sessions, people to greet, people to do security, but we also need folks to provide food because we are providing lunch for this event. So there's a section for food hospitality as well, so that includes providing food. Anyway, I'll just pass this around, and thank you in advance.
Beyond the binary. We did this last year for the first time, and we didn't know what we were doing, but it was surprisingly satisfying. I sat in on several of the workshops that were Zoomed from Syracuse. I learned so much, I tell you. Just participating in the workshops themselves was wonderful. So even if you don't want to volunteer, come to the workshops.
Are time frames laid out on the sheet, or is this an all-day event type thing?
The time frames are laid out on the sheet. It is an all-day event from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., but there are shifts for the various responsibilities. So if you have questions, please ask me after service, or you can also email either me or Kelsey. And thank you for that testimonial, Lynn. I agree that it was a very educational event. You certainly don't have to be non-binary or trans to attend this event. It's also very encouraged for cisgender allies to attend to build community. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. All right, I think that does it for announcements. And before our closing song, no, we just did that. After the closing song, we invite everyone to stay for coffee hour and to help with the closet and attic cleanup. I will just say with the attic, please be extremely careful with that ladder going up to the attic. And careful in the attic, yeah. So, make sure you are very able-bodied. And make sure we have some people spotting for that particular part. Oh, they have a plan. They have a plan. They have a plan. Thank you. Okay. All right, so our closing song is hymn number 169, We Shall Overcome. Please stand as the Spirit moves you if you are willing and able.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We shall all be free. We shall all be free. We shall all be free someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We are not afraid.
Go in peace, be at peace. Happy Sunday.
Thanks, everyone.